It's a sad, sad time for picks on this channel, really, isn't it? The last three predictions I've done, Crawford Canelo got wrong. Dave Allen, Arsenal McMahon got wrong. And now Fabio Wardley defeats Joseph Parker in the 10th round by TKO. Let's get into it, man. He upsets Joseph Parker. Big deal. This is a contentious for me. Very contentious. That fucking... As soon as I saw Howard Foster, I was like, this is a heavyweight fight. Someone's going to get hurt at some point. Oh dear. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things with Howard Foster, man. Let's get into the fight. First round, I think it was a Parker round, pretty clear. He hurt Fabio towards the end of the round. Second round starts off more of the same, but Fabio has his own success towards the end of the round, hurts Parker. And then from there, it becomes more of a cagey affair. It kind of seemed like after the first round, Parker started loading up in the second round, and that allowed Wardley his opportunity. Parker kind of got drew. He kind of drew himself into Wardley's fight. I guess he was trying to prove a point or something, but he was loading up, committing, and just trying to take Wardley out, which played into Wardley's hands. But from there, kind of Parker got back to his boxing, got back behind his jab. And I'd say that lasted until about the 9th round, where obviously he picked up the majority of them rounds, by the way, maybe other than like the 8th. And then I think he kind of started to feel the momentum was firmly in his favour, kind of felt confident again like he did after the first round, and then starts kind of loading up again and trying to knock Wardley out again, which, like I said, played into Wardley's hands. He hurt Parker towards the end of the 9th. I'm thinking, right, we'll see how Parker comes out next round. Next round starts out relatively cagey. I kind of felt like Parker did start to kind of get his timing back and did start to land on Wardley, get in a good rhythm. But this is where we get into the topic of the weight. Parker got a career heavy as 260 something, 261, I think, and his legs started to slow and his hands looked slow, his punches looked laboured, and like I said, once again, Fabio catches him and kind of backs Parker up on the ropes. Parker's slipping the shots, blocking a lot of the shots. The final kind of exchange, if Parker does throw back at first, by the way, but the final kind of exchange, punch missed, punch grazes Parker, punch misses, and then Howard Foster steps in and calls off. Listen, I know I picked Parker, and I know it's going to sound biased, man, but like not a lot of people picked Wardley, and I'm not too angry with it because I never writ off. Like people were saying, this is a stay busy fight for Parker, and I'm like, nah, it's not a stay busy fight. A fight against if you take that kind of mindset against a fighter like Wardley, you're in big trouble. We all know what he's capable of. But I felt like a lot of people didn't give Wardley kind of the credit he deserved going into this fight. He's a tough man to just. You're not going to sit him down. You know what I mean? You're not gonna put him in his place, kind of thing. He's Brazilian. He's always gonna be there. He's determined. But yeah, I thought the stoppage was bullshit, especially the fact that Parker was up in the fight. And I just think fucking Howard. I think he's a cunt for that. I think he's a real fucking cunt for that. Like why? Like, why is he still reffing? The guy panics. Like I stuttered then. Like I got panicky myself. No, the guy panics in big situations. He panics and steps in too early. He's done this before. He did this in one of Fabio Wardley's fights before. He's done this. Fox Groves is one of the most egregious examples, one of the most infamous examples. I think this is worse than that. I think Parker was more tired than he was hurt. I think he was tired, put off balance by a shot, hurt, but maybe buzzed, and backed up onto the ropes, and Wardley was just relentless. More than hurt. It's like, how many times does a ref have to fuck up before we start like looking into them and that? Like, not even. I'm not even saying he was paid. But how many times do you have to like look at a ref and think maybe you shouldn't be reffing in big fights? Some guys need to be on small hall shows. That's the qualification level they're at. That's the level that they're qualified for. Not this level. With that being said, Wardley did a lot better than I thought. Both men were trying to counterpunch. Obviously, I don't think Wardley was being anywhere near as reckless as Parker. You know, his technique was definitely more crude, but Parker was kind of jumping in. kind of, I want to say Roy Jones esque. Obviously, not as good as Roy Jones, but you know what I mean. Kind of closing the distance very quickly with a flurry of punches, and it was a bit more archaic than what Fabio Wardley was doing. Fabio Wardley was, like I said, he's got one of three counters. He kind of pulls the glove, throws his right hand, takes it to the centre line, brings the right hand across, or he does a pull counter. The pull counter was there for Fabio Wardley. I didn't really feel like Parker was having much success with in the counters. He had his best success in this fight when it came to the jabs. Like I said, he would in my prediction. When he got behind the jab and he stayed on the outside, I thought he was doing phenomenally. But he just got a bit greedy. Fabio Wardley did a lot better than I thought. And I did think he'd do a lot better than I thought. And I saw an interview with Ben Davison on Talksport a few days ago where he was like, "We knew Hooney would be a bad matchup for us. He was the last in our options, but we took the fight anyway. Didn't want to call the fight off. We don't see the same thing with Parker. We don't see you don't see it as a bad matchup." And I never said Fabio didn't have a shot. Of course he did. It's a heavyweight division for one. He is literally the poster boy for that. All it takes is one punch. Honestly, I want to see a rematch immediately, but I don't think it will happen. I think the fight will be Wardley Usyk and Usyk Wardley, and I think that sells. I think that could sell. I actually think that could sell at Wembley. I think Usyk's a big enough draw, and I think Wardley sells enough tickets himself. The majority would be Usyk, but I think that's going to boost Wardley's uh, status really in the heavyweight division. He's probably shook up the division there, and fair play to him. I'm not taking anything away from Wardley. Um, I just think Howard Foster's like Joseph Parker's fought so hard to get to the point he's at and get back to the point he's at to fight for another world title, and it's the undisputed title and on the greatest of all time. Um, and he takes it from him. Do you know what I mean? Just panics in big situations. It's like he's the type of fucking guy to like panic when he holds a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm panicking, I don't know what to do. Like when he holds a fucking baby, he's like that kind of guy. He's a fucking idiot. I don't want to see him ref again. I don't like him. He's a fucking little prick. Um, but yeah, no. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. Fair play to Joseph Parker. Honestly, it was a good fight. I recommend giving it a full watch. It was a very, very entertaining scrap. Good heavyweight boxing. Um, yeah, new WBO interim world champion. On to Usyk Wardley, I guess. Um, I really would not mind a rematch immediately, but I don't think it will happen. Um, maybe I think Parker needs to cut down on the weight. I did say that earlier. I think the weight played a factor in him. His punches becoming laboured and his feet slowing, which kind of led to Fabio being able to catch him because he was getting reckless and a bit too stationary, setting his feet and loading up on top of already being slower, so you can kind of see it. Um, I think Dubois is a good fight. Both coming off losses. Maybe they both have one little fight and then they fight each other. I'd like to see that rebooked. It's a very intriguing fight. Um, yeah, man, I've got to start getting picks right again. I'm known for like my pick rate's good. Like I pick a lot of fights well. I don't know what exactly is on this channel, but if you was to go over every fight I've predicted on this channel and every fight I've predicted on Twitter, it's very high, like my prediction rate. Um, but this is yeah, 3 in a row wrong on the channel. Fucking hell. Oh, it's fine. Last year I got 4 in a row wrong. It's rare. It always happens around this time of year. I get a few in a row wrong. Um, but I think on the channel I've got a losing record this year, which is anyway. Who cares? Nobody really got this right, did they? So, except for the select few. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.